A review of The Danger of the Single Story by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, as presented by Sean Wills. History. From the early age of 2, she learned to read. She was exposed to many books, and by the age of 7, she was writing books herself. What was significant is that all of her writings in this early era were from a Western viewpoint, although she was born and lived in Nigeria. She was exposed basically to a British Western civilization, the characters of which were all white and from the West. Impressionability. As young people, we are all impressionable. These foreign characters created an impression on her. This shaped a foreign personality, and she viewed foreigners initially as right. But as she discovered African books with African characters, her viewpoints changed. This discovery actually saved her from the negative single story. Travel. As she traveled outside the country, because of her experiences in Africa, she was able to deal with others who had a single story effectively. For example, her roommate had a single stereotypical viewpoint of Africa and Africans. She was surprised that this young lady from Africa could speak English so well. She even mentioned this to her and asked her what was her tribal language. The roommate's story was formed from the single vision and opinion that she had of Africa as a poverty-stricken continent and catastrophic place. This single story was based historically from the opinion of John Locke, which has been passed down to us through the centuries. He portrayed Africa as a negative place. Personal guilt. Despite having experienced the single story and its negative effects, she almost fell into the same trap. When visiting Mexico, she viewed the Mexicans based on a single story, the story of immigration as told from the American viewpoint. Luckily, she was able to catch herself and redress this problem. She pointed out, it is possible to create a single story about a people. Quote, she said, show people as one thing and only one thing over and over again, and that is what they become. Based on the media coverage of Mexicans from the perspective of Americans, she almost viewed Mexicans from this single perspective because she was exposed to only one thing over and over again. The single story trap. Power. Power can be used negatively to create a single story. Individuals in power determine what the story is that is being told. Power can be used to defeat and demean a people. If you want to defeat and demean a people, she said, first you start with secondly all the time, every time, and tell their story in a manner that is bereft of their heritage, and most importantly, continue over and over to start with secondly. Negative. Negative single stories still dominate our lives today, even though we are exposed to various forms of information from many media sources. These stories are often used by us to form our identity and that of others, and this should not be so. The single story creates stereotypes. Often, these stereotypes are not true because they are incomplete and tell only half of the story. The single story robs the individual of understanding. Exposure. Exposure to other ideas and experiences create understanding. It often shows the other side. It shows the resilience of the people despite their circumstances, their ability to dream and work to make their dreams come true. The fulfillment of their dreams and accomplishments leads to the defeat of the single story and shows the other side.